Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and today I am acknowledging that Republicans are the true morality. They own it all. And I'm not being, I'm not being a jerk about this. No, they're the moral ones. They are the most moral. They do the best. They do the good. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they stick together. And it's not, red over blue. No, they have a way of life. They have a mindset. But they also have policies that they want. And I'm talking about the voters. They want a lot of things that they can't have because then it would expose them a little bit too much. Oh yeah, they would love free college. They would love, to go and have free health care, more or less free. Nothing's truly free. They would love all this. Everything that is under the progressive banner, they would love. But the problem is, it's under the progressive banner. Now, see, if Republicans were saying this, they'd be all aboard it. But now those things have been demonized by Republicans as socialist, communist, demonistic, ungodly, devil-worshipy things, to have health care, to have free college, to positively unionize the workplace so that people run it, not the CEOs and stuff, to make it for the people and not for profit. See, they have to be against that now. They literally have to be in a slave wage, podunk type lifestyle. Because if they're not, they're exposing the business. So, morality, there's always a debate. There is no debate about morality. Morality simply shapes where we are, who governs it, and how we go about it. The Republicans own that. Recently, and it's not the first time, but the Republicans violated the Hatch Act. Okay, you're on foreign land and you're trying to talk about policies of this land, the United States of America. Okay, that's against it. And there are little loopholes in there. Okay, and everyone's up in arms. Oh no, you've violated the Hatch Act. Okay. Now, let's say you're upset. You're upset that the Republicans violated the Hatch Act. And you're saying this shows exactly who and what they are. Here's the question. What are you going to do about it? Seriously, what are you going to do about it? You as an individual. Seriously. And yeah, I'm a little bit on my high horse. Are you going to vote Green Party? No. Are you going to vote Democrat? Most likely. Are you going to vote Libertarian? No. There you go. So you'll vote either Republican or Democrat. And let me point something out that nobody else is pointing out. While the Republicans have done this violation, the Democrats have said nothing. They have said nothing. And oh yeah, whether it's Republican or Democrat, what they're going to do? Launch an investigation, correct? That's what they're going to do. Launch an investigation into what? Into this? No. We have officially launched an investigation. We will not investigate. And even then, investigate what? It's on camera. There is nothing to investigate. It is what it is. It happened as it happened. What's done is done. There is no investigation. Investigation means we are not doing anything. But the people that vote for these people are not angry. They don't really care. None of you care. The truth is, the Republicans, their base, they are the loudest. And they are the ones that make sure you stay in line. They do what they want to do to violate you because all they care about is sticking it to the left, wherever that is. There are Republicans out there that say Fox News is too far to the left. That's scary. And they call not Joe Biden and Hillary and all of them the radical left. AOC and them are the radical left. They are the radical left, the deep state, That's what they are. Joe Biden and them, they're just center left. They know that there's somewhere in there Republican. They just aren't open and brazenly racist. That's the only difference. Everything else that the Democrats are doing pretty much mirrors the Republicans. They're just not open and brazenly racist. They done told you, we're going to raise your taxes. We're going to cut taxes on the rich, the wealthy. They keep talking the same old about cutting taxes on the middle class, but no one speaks up for the lower class. Those people that are on minimum wage. It's the same old, and every single one of you fall for it. I'm not a part of any of you. I can't be. There's very few people in this country that actually wants change. There's the rest. Like I told, I've already gone over what the Republicans do. They got you. They own you. When I say own, I mean like a slave, a rented government mule. They own you. They tell you what to do, how to do it. And if you have any fight back, they put you in your place. And if the people can't do it, they got the cops to do it for them. In every protest, the cops always go after those that are protesting against the cops and abusive systems. The cops defend those racist Nazi people. They defend them. People ain't doing nothing. Not. You say you're going to vote Democrat. What's the Democrats going to do? Joe Biden is on record multiple times talking about removing entitlements that help the poor people in the Democratic Party voting area. He's on record. He's on record. Oh, this is not 10 years ago, 20 years ago. No, this is just 3 or 4 weeks ago. Joe Biden even said nothing is going to fundamentally change. He's going to think about everything Trump has done. Think about where we are today, the mindset of everything. And Joe Biden is saying that nothing will fundamentally change. Just think about that. He done told you, I'm just a blue Republican. That's what Joe Biden says, and that's what you're like. You know what? We love you, Joe. You are just like the thing that we want to vote out. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all to not vote for Joe Biden. But y'all got to get y'all heads out your asses if you think by any stretch of the imagination, and you need an imagination to do this, to think that once you vote Joe Biden in, that COVID-19 goes away. The 175 plus thousand deaths are going to go away like they never happened. You got another thing coming, thinking that the taxes on the wealthy are going to rise and taxes on everyone else is going to drop. And when you think about taxes, no one even understands taxes. I only recently got an overall view of exactly what the taxes really are and what we need to do. But then again, that's already been spoken of. You already know how things should go, but you're not doing it. Republicans are owning you. They own it red. That's just the far right. That's the extreme authoritarian right. That's what that red is. What blue is, that's Republican of yesteryear. That's Nixon. That's Reagan. That's Bush Sr. That's Bush. That's Clinton. That's Obama. That's everything we have ever had. That's every single president after Jimmy Carter. Okay, now Nixon was before, but I'm just saying Carter was the last Democratic president to be an actual Democrat and run things like a Democrat. Everyone else, we're just suffering. And you were enjoying it. And if I bring up voting for Green Party, you turn your head. You shake your head, you turn your nose up, you roll your eyes. You mentally just say, you know what, I ain't even doing that. You don't even want to deal with it. You say, well, it's just the only way you're voting. Excuses. That's what that is. Look, let me point out something that y'all just don't want to think about. Voting for a different party is only throwing your vote away until enough of you throw your votes at it. That's it. Throwing your vote at. You think this didn't happen before when the Republicans first showed up? When the first Republicans showed up and the slaves was like, I'm going to vote Republican because they're against this crappy democratic thing that y'all are doing these hundreds of years ago. You know what happened then? They told their people, because their people was like, wait a minute, the Republicans, they seem to be for the people and helping out, all people. And you know what those Democrats told them? You're throwing your vote away. Because it was just an inner circle jerk of voting in the same old Democrats. Then the Republicans show up and now there's a challenge. The Green Party, do they run campaigns like anyone else? No, because they don't have the money. I am not going to vote for Joe Biden. I'm not going to tell you not to vote for Joe Biden. You vote for who you want to vote for, but at least know what you're voting for. Because you can vote against Trump all you want, but your vote against Trump is in truth a vote for Trump quiet. Not even Trump light, it's Trump quiet. And Dusty Smith, he said anyone that's going to vote for Trump or not vote for Biden is an enemy of his. What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what the fuck? He ain't gonna have a conversation with me. He ain't, because he knows I would put him in his place. He knows that I would say that undeniable stuff that he cannot deny. Now, granted, while he is telling the truth that Biden must get in, he must win, we got to get Trump out. His whole cry of pettiness 2020 make him cry. I get that. I understand that. I am for that. But at the same time, right now, my president of the United States is a man that outright hates me to the point he don't even think about me. If I was an ant on the ground, he'd step on me and somebody would say, you just killed that man. And he'd be like, what? That's a man? Biden would be like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me issue an apology. And then I'm going to move on. That's the difference. Dusty Smith thinks for some reason, I guess he's just that privileged, that policy makes the man. No, there's been lots of policies that these politicians have placed and they don't get done. Dusty Smith can say what he want to say, but these politicians are going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to be politicians. It's a career for them. They stay in it. They push anyone that has a different agenda out. That's what they do. The only way you can get any type of progressives in is if you get them in and then they become the establishment. That's it. Name all the progressives in there. And then I ask you this. How many of these progressives are bolstering up other progressives to win? Or how many have bolstered up other progressives? Not the ones that got popular. No, just the progressive in general. This progressive entered the race. I'm supporting that progressive. Not after that progressive has gotten some heat, some good vibes from the people and got a little popular. I'm talking about the fact that they entered. They're like, oh, that's a progressive. I got to put that one over. I have to get that one. I'm using too many wrestling terms. I have to get that progressive in the limelight. Who does that? It's all a ratings game and it's projection. Yeah, all these so-called progressives and Democrats can talk about Trump and his ratings. The problem is they're doing the exact same thing. They are doing nothing different. Everyone is owned by the Republicans, lock, stock, and barrel. They are owned. And there is nothing that can change it. You can shake your head. You can be mad at me all you want, but the Republicans are ruling your ass. On the streets, they kick you. They beat you, they spit on you, and then politically they send your ass back to work where you're going to get COVID-19 or spread it to somebody. They're going to force you to send your kids to school. They're going to tell you, a grown-ass person, what to do with your own kids when all your life you say, I do what I want to do and I do with my kids what I want to do. Man or woman, you say that. But where do you say it? You say it in the car taking your kid to school. Well, my kid learns online. She learns on the computer. All right, good. That's positive. Hell, it's not even positive. It's safe. It's safe. Did Joe Biden say that that's how it needs to be? That's what the states did. That's what the schools did. Joe Biden didn't talk about that's what needs to happen. Joe Biden didn't give a damn about black people or anything like that. It's already in his rhetoric. It's in his actions and inactions. And therefore, a photo op, he wants to kneel in front of some Black Lives Matter people as if he gives a damn. And y'all eat that up. Republicans have violated every single law that one can violate and nothing's happened. You know why? Because they own the morality check. They got it in their back pocket. We can break this law, nothing will happen. We can break this law. Y'all be mad, but you're going to be mad, online. I don't care now. I've stopped caring about the Republicans breaking the law. I get tired of Benjamin Dixon and TYT tattletaling. Why don't you come up with something that's going to get the people to do something about it? They can't. Because it exposes the business. It crushes them. That's all I'm going to say about this. I've given you enough time. You're probably mad enough as it is at me. Hit the dislike button. Ain't gonna bother me none. Hit the upvote button. I'm going to appreciate it. Leave a comment. I'm going to read it. That's how I roll for now. I ain't got many people saying anything, so that's cool. But if the Republicans are not the true morality right now, who is? And why? Answer that. Do a video. Link it to me. Tell me about it. If the Republicans are not the true morality, who is? Because the morality, those who have the moral high ground, is not about who does positive. It's about who does what they need to do for society to flourish. And the Republican society is the one that's flourishing. That's just it. You can work for the Democrats. You can do all this other stuff, and it don't work. Literally, 66% of the country does not outweigh 25 to 33% of the country. Just think about that. Who owns the moral high ground? The ones that are in charge. That's who own it. You can act holier than thou, but that's all an act. You can act like you're better emotionally, financially. You're not. You can act like you're team blue and you're doing the best that you can. You're not. None of you are. Because when the Republicans lose, the Republicans are going to win. All you're going to do is vote out the hardened, staunch racists and put in the ones that know how to shut up. Now, I ain't telling you not to vote for Joe Biden. And I'm serious about that. Vote for him. I'm not. Because I'm not going to vote for somebody that hates me. But when people draw lines in the sand, they need to check their damn privilege. Because if you want me as an enemy, you need to regard me as one and acknowledge my ass. That's what you need to do. And if you acknowledge me, you're screwed. Because I don't have to do a deep dive into politics. I swim on the surface of this ocean. And my head is up and I'm looking around and I don't see anybody. There's only one other person that I've noticed on all issues. He knows who he is. And he's pretty much got good thoughts. Welcome back to the video age, man. Missed you. Left some comments. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.